dispatching contracts, as well as our DPW contracts.
And those are all coming out of those two line items?
Yes.
All right, that answers that. I have another couple of questions, and this is almost like a follow-up to a couple of years ago when I approached the village board on this matter. I'm looking at the water fund budget,
Okay.
and I'm looking at personnel services, salaries, and I came up with a total salary budget of $89,000 for 2020, 2021. So I page forward, and I go to Social Security. I see $25,000 budget for Social Security. If my math is correct, and I'm not trying to be facetious here, but 25,000 divided by 7.65% is $327,000 in salary. How did we come up with the 25 grand? In the same similar situation with the sewer fund. Why do we have such an enormous amount of Social Security and Medicare budgeted for such a small amount of salary? Can someone please explain that to me?
Yes. Whatever we could put into the water and sewer fund,
Yeah.
means it doesn't have to go into the multi-fund. The multi-fund directs our tax increases, the water and sewer do not.
All right.
So whatever we could put into those two funds does not affect the village residents.
I'm sorry, John, I don't grasp. You could be correct, but I'm just not understanding your explanation.
Okay.
To me, each fund should stand alone in terms of revenue and expenses, income and expenses. So I don't understand how we seem to be inflating the sewer fund. Are we deflating the general fund? Is that what we're saying?
What I'm saying is, whatever I can put into the water or sewer fund,
Yes.
to take it out of the general fund, which dictates our taxes,
Yes.
I'm going to do.
Is that ethical and legal? Can you
What's ethical
actually
and legal
charge?
should be the same thing.
What I'm trying to ask you is this, you're increasing the sewer rates in effect, or maintaining a certain level of rates for water and sewer because you want to lower the tax rate, property tax rate, am I correct?
Correct. But we're not raising water and sewer.
No, I'm not saying you're raising,
That's
but
what you just said.
it seems to me that the water and sewer rates then are going to be inflated because they're including expenses that are in actuality general fund expenses. That's what it seems to me. Maybe I'm misunderstanding this, but this is the impression I'm getting. That's all I have to ask or say.
Is that it? Or-
Yeah, that's it for now. Thanks.
Okay, next.
Hi, I'm new to Washingtonville. I'm from South Blooming Grove. This is my first meeting.
Welcome.
Hi, Mayor Buckner. I just have some general questions that I've come in to discuss with you before.
Yes.
Number one, I went and got charged from Town Hall in Blooming Grove for the map of our village. How many houses encompass our village? What does our village consist of? Like all these funds that we have? How many houses are part of this?
Approximately 1,800 households.
Approximately 1,800 houses?
Yeah.
And that's based on our
Water
water
meters.
meters.
So 1,800 houses are the village. Now, when are you getting us out of the town?
Your mouth to his ears. It's in the progress.
I know we discussed it. Where are we in the process? Do you need petitions? Because it's crazy. We're not getting one reward. They're using our police department. We have our own. If they're 30 miles away, they're taking our village police officers. And we're paying out, I'm paying like $1,300 for the town, which I don't understand at all.
It's a process. That's all that.
How long, I mean, what do you think?
I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. I thought I did, but it broke.
How long have you been working on it?
Probably my whole adult life.
So probably this is never gonna happen. Like, where are we in the process?
No, I think it's, I don't think any board prior to this board right now really considered it, even thought about it, correct? So it's this board moving forward that.
When did this board start working on this?
Yeah, we probably started
In earnest, currently considered.
to have conversations probably this past summer.
Part of,
So we're early on in this
Yes.
process.
just as a point of reference, for instance, getting our own building inspectors, that's part of the plan. Hopefully, we can then maybe get our own tax assessor. And the more we get our own, then we can separate from the town.
Yeah, because we're paying the
Oh,
town of
yeah.
Blooming Grove, I don't wanna even get into this.
Yeah.
The town of Blooming
You're
Grove.
really upset that they charge you for that map, huh?
Yeah. Can you believe this? And that guy's,
Joe, can I ask you a question? Is there,
they charged me like, I
I'll
don't
get
know,
back to you.
90 cents or something, but it's just the point.
Wow.
I'm paying $17,200 without homeowners to live in High Grove. It's absurd. I just got a school bus 2 weeks ago.
Wait, what's your name? I'm sorry.
I'm Michelle.
Hi, I'm Larissa.
Hi.
And we are,
These are all my
we're with
neighbors.
her with that, so.
It's crazy. I had to fight for a mailbox. But it just
Crazy.
baffles me that
Yes.
I'm paying. It's like, we came in, we have money, because we have a new house.
Oh, you're a bike.
We're in High Grove.
I'm right, I'm in the Woodfields, yes, I know.
We're like that
Right.
new community. It's absurd, the taxes, because I can look behind me on Moffett where the village cuts off, and they're paying $10,000, $11,000, $12,000. And they're in my eye view right behind Ambrose Way. And I can walk on Moffett, the last Riga house, and now I'm out of the village.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
And I'm paying town taxes for Blooming Grove.
Joe, are you aware of any case law where any villages have seceded from a town in the state of New York?
Yeah.
That was my next question. Has this happened before, like,
Wasn't Harrison?
Harrison's a village and a town.
It's a town
With
oh,
village.
yeah, Palm.
Harrison or Harrison?
Harrison, Harrison, Westchester County, that's correct.
Westchester Street.
Yeah, Palm Tree. I mean, they got it done.
You know, one of the questions that we've been raising amongst ourselves is, we pay in excess of $1.2 million to the town of Blooming Grove
As a village.
as a village. And we really don't get anything back,
What are we getting from them?
all right? And really, over the summer, as we had to take out a bond, which we're waiting to come through, to pave Decker, which was a mile long, right? Is that a mile, Chris? Smith Court and Hayes. And meanwhile, you know, that bill was $291,000. I mean, you know, plus the milling of the street, all the work that we had to do underneath the street. And we're taking out a bond, and yet we sent $1.2 million down to the town. That shouldn't happen. I should be using that $1.2 million here and sending the excess down to the town. All right? So this board finally got together, and we are pursuing what needs to be done. Okay, like Trustee Galore said, the only common thread that we now have with the town is the tax assessor. All right, we eliminated, or we did not sign the intermunicipal agreement with the building inspector. Okay, so the only common thread is the tax assessor. Conversation that we'll have as the year moves on, do we want our own tax assessor? There's
Yes.
positives and negatives to that. I don't see any more negatives than we have now,
Right.
but,
If that's
That
the
would
last
be-
thread.
well, then there's a process. There's a
We have to get a certain amount of votes.
certain amount of,
That's what
Yeah.
we're willing, that's why we're here. I'm willing to go around and get those papers, because I know we paid for a building inspector to the town of Blooming Grove, and they didn't pay her what we laid out to pay her.
yes.
Right.
You
There
know,
goes some more money.
Trustee Lodato and myself sat down with our attorney, and the way that we need the path we need to follow is we need to have 5% of village voters who are eligible to vote for the governor. So in other words, if you just turned 18, you can't be on that petition. You had to have voted for a governor. The second would be 2/3 of the Orange County legislature. The third one would be 5% of the town agreeing to let us go. And the fourth one, there's a fourth one which wasn't bad. I think the only problem that we would have
I know those three.
Is the town letting us go?
is the town letting us go.
Yeah, but
So,
I'm sorry, do we need to fill all four or just one?
no, you have to fill all four.
All
Yeah.
four.
So we can
And
do
the
it.
general, an election within the
We can
village.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that would be the fourth, yeah. Okay, so,
What was the fourth, I'm sorry?
just an election to say, yes. we
We
would-
have so many people here,
Well, I see that. We have,
and I will get the whole village
Some
in
of us
here
live
to
in town.
do.
and some of us, and we have somebody who lives in the town, but we're not going to point him out. Jim, how are you today?
I'm good.
I'm sure he'll help us out,
You know,
right?
so it's
Thank you,
really,
sir.
it's going to take a whole village
Yeah.
to get it
That's,
done.
but let's get,
Yeah, I
I
wanna
know
say
you're in the
something too.
process and you're a new board and I'm so grateful and I've known you for a long time.
We're not gonna get into that.
No, photography teacher, but we're here.
Yes.
Let's move on it. They're taking our money. We have as a village what we need.
We
They're
have everything.
using us.
Yeah.
They're taking our money.
You know, 30 years ago when I moved up here, I couldn't figure out why I had to pay the town. 30 years later, I still don't know why I have to pay the town.
So let's do it as a village and let's get rocking and rolling. I'm ready. We're all ready to help out.
Thank you.
I see that,
You
thank
want me
you.
to join the board? I'll join the board.
Should.
There we go.
You need somebody aggressive.
You're always
Thank
gonna
you.
be someone.
Thank you.
Another, yes,
I'm Marie Theodore, and Michelle is my neighbor as well. I followed the procedure that I was told to file a grievance, and then the board will meet and take care of it and give me an answer. It is almost a year since I filed the grievance. I have the paperwork at home, and I still haven't received an answer. As a taxpayer, I should at least get an answer. It's either yes or no. So I'm here to fight for my neighbors as well, because I just retired and I bought my house almost 2 years ago based upon the fact that I would pay $11,000 for taxes. I was good with that. But now my taxes go from $11,000 to over $14,000. There's
That's
a
what
problem
happened
there.
to all of us in there.
And we're all in the same predicament.
But
And I'm
most-
sure there's other homeowners that's not aware that we shouldn't be paying this amount of taxes
But-
if everyone else is getting the same service that we're getting.
right.
Yeah.
Well,
And I don't have kids. I mean, I have kids, but
But they're grown, right?
my daughter is 29 years old. So I'm even more upset because
You're not
What am
upset
I
she's
getting out of
29, you're upset.
But I've been there since then, like I told you. And his
Yeah.
answer, I'm doing the right thing. And I said, no, it's all the new people.
Just
We're
tell us
set
what we need
so
to do.
high.
So I don't, is
That's
it once
all.
a year, May?
Yeah, I have the forms.
you're my neighbor.
I had all my neighbors fill them out. And we have to get back to him, but he doesn't really want to deal with me, so.
It's not just you, me too.
So
I didn't get
it
a
was
bad
very
service.
not nice, and then they charged me for that map, so I need-
I'm
we-
sorry, I have to laugh because it
we
doesn't
need
make any-
your help, because according to the person over town hall, this is all assessed value. Then he tells me it might be a little high, it's pennies. I said, figure out the pennies. And then he said something like $107. You know, it doesn't matter. He got us under new construction, and we are assessed crazy. Higher and higher than anybody else in this
We're probably
village.
going to have to take
And they
this
have more land.
Yeah,
and they have more land and more acreage. Sorry, I'm sorry.
No, it's all-
I'm Gidget Smith. How are you? Yes, and they have more land, more square footage in their homes, more than us. And so, you know, the dirt is still the same age as theirs is. So I don't see why we're being charged more. I don't know if it's because they feel we come from the city, most of us. I'm stand up, I'm short, so. You know, I don't know if it's because we come from the city, you know, the perception that may be that some of us are not familiar with homes, perception, and we are, most of us are. So, you know, I just want to know what actions that we need to do on our part. You provided it today, I don't know if you can repeat it so I can write it down.
Well,
And so we can get a move on this and assist you in this process.
he wants us,
Yeah.
this, I'm not gonna turn this in, it's based on market value. He wants comparables, but this isn't.
I gave him that.
What we will do is contact our attorney to see